Hey everybody, this is Chris with T3 Handicapping, and I just wanted to start off today as I get ready to go over the card for Indiana Grand on Monday, September 13th. I just wanted to give everybody a big shout out and a big thank you for all the views yesterday on my late pick five carryover for Gulfstream Park. Unfortunately, with the rain in the last race, getting taken off the turf, the whole payout structure kind of got depleted and diluted, and meant that there weren't very many opportunities. But if you followed the picks yesterday at Gulfstream throughout the entire card, plenty of opportunities to be profitable there. So thank you very much for all the views. And if you want to keep getting this content, feel free to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and that way you can get notified when any new content comes up, and hopefully keep cashing tickets. So today, going to flip back over to Indiana Grand. Probably as we get into some of the more fall meets, I'll continue to look at Gulfstream, and maybe throw some stuff up for Churchill as well. I know Santa Anita is going to be reopening too, so plenty of racing action around the country. You can find all these picks on my Twitter account at Handicapping T3, and you can also read all of my articles. Some are race analysis stuff, some is just general horse racing information. You can find all that on bettingnews.com. So before we jump into Monday's card at Indiana Grand, I'm not going to go through a recap of all the picks from Thursday, but I did want to show you here the Exactamundo contest, which they're running. I believe there's 2 weeks left of the contest. Basically, you get four selections, and if you hit the exact box, you get money based on that. And using my picks, just using the top four selections throughout, you can see currently has me in second place in the contest. So even if you're not a horizontal player, like I said before, I tend to be more daily doubles and pick threes. But if you're an exacta try player, this exacta here, the five horse was my second selection at 33.40 to win on a $2, and then the seven was my third selection with a $10 place wager and a 680 to show. So, even though I emphasize a lot of times that I use these for more vertical plays, or for more horizontal plays, they can be used in a vertical manner as well. And so far, I've been using them in the Exactamundo contest, and things have been going very well. So if you want to get on board, it's really easy to join. You can just email your picks in. You're a couple weeks behind, but still a chance to get up on that leaderboard. And certainly pay attention to Indiana Grand, because they run a lot of free contests that are great for players. So just wanted to kind of highlight that one race in particular from Thursday, but overall another productive day on Thursday before I jumped into Gulfstream for the weekend. So let's go ahead and let's just jump into the card real quick. You can see over here, I've put up the entire grid using raw score. So one of the things I found over the weekend was that the raw score is actually a much better indicator um, of potential winners than the class adjusted score, which makes sense. I mean, in a maiden claiming race, the number of horses is going to shrink, whereas in a maiden claiming race, it should probably be a bigger collection of horses, because of the race being more unpredictable. So what I've started doing now is I've started using the average of the adjusted class number to kind of tell me if it's a good or a bad race. The higher, the better. So 100 would be like the ultimate best race. So we have race number one, State Bred claiming 75. I mean, it's not great. A lot of the midweek stuff at Indiana is going to be so, somewhere in the 50 to 75 range is pretty typical for most of their races. There's not a huge adjustment. You can already see where the picks are going to end up, so I don't have to write them out. But as we just kind of go through here, I'll just take you through Gold Buckle. One of the challenges with Gold Buckle is this S run style, which just has not been good. Now, I do like this here, this nice little upward trajectory. Um, but at the same time, you've got a horse that likes to come out of the back. Now, it wasn't super far back in the last victory, which is promising, and that was 6 furlongs on the dirt. So maybe a little more speed than I'm giving it credit for, but this horse did not make the cut. I will play against and hope for the best. I still am not entirely convinced that you want to be inside as opposed to outside. Joe Ramos at 6 to 1. We're going to give a 92 A plus to Good Sugar. Number three, Baby Vincent, 93 A plus. And you'll notice that over here they're actually rated in terms of how many points. So the two only had 92, whereas the three had 93, or the three had 93. So the three gets placed ahead of the two in the numbering system. So legitimately, the first four horses in order left to right are the top four selections. Genstone 89, that's still an A. Um, Overjoy 87, that's still an A. And then we come to number 6. This is my best bet, Hickory High 96 A plus. That's my top selection in the race. Nice 73 there in the last one. Loves to run on the front end. Um, Now we'll have to face winners for the first time, so that is a little bit of a class hike, but I think he's going to be able to get the job done here. Moving on, race number 2, we can see another pretty contentious or pretty good crop given the level of horses, 75.5. For right now, I'm just using average. It's not anything more significant than that. So low horses can really bring the average down, which is why you're seeing a claiming race and an allowance race basically fall in the same number. Number 1, 61, not going to use. Number 2, I'm going to use as an A plus with a 101. Number 3, 88A. Number 4, King of the Rainbow, 91A plus. But that's a pretty big jump down. So the 2 is definitely going to be more heavily used on my tickets. Number 5, Cielo Blue, 80. Um, that's a B. And then number 6, Cowboys Can't Cry, 69, and not used. So using the raw numbers, it comes out to this. Now, if you were thinking about using adjusted numbers, I do have those on here as well, and I can pull those up at the end, just so you can kind of see where everybody landed there. So race number 3, 51.4. So now we're starting to drop down in level. You can see where Philly State Bred Maiden Claimers. Um, you can see from this, the 2 horse is going to be our only A, and then it's going to be a lot of stuff underneath. So 81B for the number 1, the number 2 in the second race, 85A, beautiful D, 54 not used. More in the Hamptons, 75C. Senorita Emma at 3 to 5. Now, this is actually interesting. We've got a positive run line here, 70 and a C. So we actually have this one just barely holding on. And at 3 to 5, um, I think this is a great opportunity to beat the favorite. I will probably leave the 5 off my tickets. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but there's enough to suggest that this horse is vulnerable, that I may move on. So 47X. We're not using the 6 at all. The 7, Fun Key Town, 80B. It's concerning the horse has never been in the money, but we are dropping in class, and the speed figures are good enough that if the class wakes the horse up, it could maybe take a big step forward. Summer Picnic. We've got a 75C. We're just hoping that the off slow has been taken care of and that we're going to get back to numbers closer to this 45, 46 down here. So that's how it's going to play out. Race number 3, 2, 1, 7, 4, 8, and 5. But again, probably not using the 5 at all. Going to try and beat Senorita Emma. Another 56 race. So again, we're talking low levels, claiming 5,000s. 65X. I'm not using the 1. I will use Plexus, the 2 horse at 7 to 2, 80B. You can see that one's down here. So we do have a couple up in the A plus column that we're going to use over the top. 69X for the number 3, the number 4, 46X, number 5, 69X, number 6, Bellarific at 5 to 2. I got the 63 the last time out. Rated out as 103A plus. That's our top selection. Oxbow Indy 34. That should be an X. Just forgot to put that in there. And then Spanish Peaks 96A plus. Honestly, I'm going to be pretty heavily through the 6-8 here. I know there's not a ton of value, but that's where it appears the most likely winners are. Here, this is an interesting one as well, 78C, but with that uptrending line. The only thing is the horse is also going to kind of have to take a little bit of a step up here as it goes from non-2 lifetime to non-2X. So not a huge step forward, but definitely something to be aware of. Race number 5, again, we've got a fairly low average, telling us that this race has a little bit higher volatility rating, although we also have to be careful because that could mean that just there's a lot of lows to balance out not very many highs. So sometimes the low average indicates a really strong favorite as well. It's just one of those things. I'm still kind of tweaking the metrics on that, but I'm playing around with it a little bit to help me kind of narrow in on when to skinny and when to go deep. So we're gonna start with the number one, La Bella Rosa 52X. The number two, Lemon Roses 36X. The number three, Be Patient 49X. Long Legged Laverne 59X. Number five, Good Penny 47X. So it's not until the sixth dance recital that we get to our first 71 and a C letter grade on the six. We have Machine Gun Mary 59X, Zoiks 73 and a C letter grade. Brianna is going to get a 77 and a C. So that's our 9, 8, and 6 in that order. I like that the 9 is 20 to 1. That's very positive. Don't love this plunging line here, but if we can find that 81 again, we're going to be in good shape in this spot. And then I'm going to take Fireside Kitten 99 A plus. This is the one I'm going to look to. Now the concern here a little bit is the P type, but you can see, sitting mid pack, and then a deep close. I don't love to see those there. Now comes over to Indiana. Hasn't been able to get the job done, but we're hoping for it here. Bernadette the Jet. Um, we're going to pass on at 53 and an X there. So um, that gets us through this race. Going to be heavily using the 10 with a little bit of the 9, the 6, and the 8. 59.4, we're into the maiden special weight ranks. We've got Red Rosebush 36.5 and X. Nothing here to suggest a first time starter is going to blow up. Skip and Justice. Now, this one's interesting because I do have a 20% first time starter. So, being that it's already at a 67, I might think to upgrade this one. It won't ever show up in here because this is just my starting point, and then I do upgrade from time to time as it comes here. So, definitely looking to probably look at this too. Just seems like one you want to include. The three is a B at 82. Tap into the beat, 87A. Good enough on the second start, 10%. Second career race, 0 for 5. Pretty small sample size, so I'll leave in as a C grade with 77. Here we have, let's see, 10%. Yeah, 86. This is an A horse, the 6 here. In My Gal Justice. Um, 77.5, a C on Unbridled Fox. Good first time starter number. So, um, you know, subject to move that one up. You'll see me do that a lot with these younger horses. Really take a look at the stats and see how I want to adjust them. I have no problem leaving out My Girl Justice with a 3% trainer on the first time start. Do not like this at all, this plunging line. But based on a lot of the metrics that I have, this horse does seem to fit. So I actually have an A plus grade on this one because of the fact that there actually are metrics. Horses finished in the money. Those types of things are positive, and you do see, Flirty Dancer comes out to win next out. So maybe there's something there. I don't know. Things did not go well the last couple races, but hopefully we can turn things around and hit with a price. Beyond Justice 86A. I like the second time start angle. 30 to 1 on a trainer that's 16% on the second race, I think is more than fair. And then here you have a 69 and an X. So that one we're going to go a little bit deeper on, especially with the unpredictability of it. 62.3, so this one is going to be a little bit more contentious of a field. The average score is a little bit higher, so hopefully the class of animals should be a little bit higher. We're in that optional claiming rank, non-winners of one condition. We've got number 1, 85A. We have number 2, 74C. Seminole Justice 49X, Ignited 80B at 6 to 1. I like to see that. Mystery Unbridled 51 not using. Troubled Justice 64 not using. Leading the charge 3 to 1. Deshaun Parker 99 A plus. I think Deshaun is one of the best riders in the colony, and he's had a couple finishes lately where his hands have just outkicked the rest of the horses. So I really like having him on a top selection. Rupp and Ready 44X, Bayou Cat 51X, not using. Men 69 not using. So when all said and done in race number 7, we're going to go 7-1-4-2. We're just going to keep that one pretty spread out. Um, Try and get hopefully the one home at 4-1, but certainly we'll have plenty going through the ignited at 6-1. Hopefully we can be around that price and make the public pay a little bit. Maiden special weight 58.7 is the race rating for right now. So we're kind of talking mid tier of the track with these maiden specials. Sister Justice 61, 6-1, 81 B grade. Lucretia 58, not using. Little Evie 101 A plus. Love that it's at 10-1 here. This is what I'm really excited about. 17% on the second time start. If I can get 10-1 here, I'll be over the moon. I really think I've got a good chance to win with the 3 horse there. Coming down here, we've got a 78C. I don't like that this guy's 0 for 13, so I would be subject to downgrade this horse potentially when I actually go to put my wagers together. Uh, Her Kind of Justice, 99 A plus. Feel good about that one. Nice little bump up here from first to second start. Maybe prize 35 not using. Unbridled Victory 71C, 17% first time starter. I think you might want to even move that one up as well. Here you've got a nice little jump up for Lexi Sun, 99 A plus. Thomas Pompel is on this horse. Second career race, only 6%. Don't love that. I would maybe consider moving it down, but at the same time, I do like that the horse was at least finishing up. I know it was passing tired, but um, I don't know. I might keep that one on side. We'll kind of see how deep the ticket is when I actually get to that point of construction. I'm not going to use either one of these first time starters 0 for 10. This one's interesting, 19% on that one. So I'm going to actually put like maybe a little plus sign in there just to keep me in mind that I might want to think about throwing this one deep down the ticket. So a lot of ways you can go in that race. And again, as I've mentioned a lot at Indiana with all the maiden races, when there's not a lot of data to go off of, um, the system it has a hard time making an accurate prediction. So that's one of those things where you need to kind of combine the data with your own personal handicapping. So we're going a mile on the turf here in the 9th. This is the last thoroughbred race of the evening. After this, they switch, or I should say the day. After this, they switch to the quarters. So 54-2. I've got a 52X on Wildcard Prado, which is at 3-1, a top selection here. So we're going to play hard against that horse at 3-1. Lord Revelstoke, 39 not using. 3 Down Home Kitten, 49 not using. Epimthium, 57 not using. Berserk 82, a B grade on Berserk. So we'll try and get Joe Ramos home on this horse. Fadeaway 64 not using. Rocky Rush 78 uses a C. So that one you can see is down here. 2 Birds, 1 Stone came out to be a 7.4. That's not a 74. That's actually a 7.4 raw. We are not using that horse at all. Evil Eyes, 87A. That's actually our top rated horse in this race. Can't beat them all, 70C. Decent. We're going to just try and draw a line through this Kentucky Downs one. I don't put a lot of stake in the Kentucky Downs races anyway. I love that he was back 82 lengths. I think that's great. Thanks for the chart caller actually calling that out. But I'm hopeful that here we can say, okay, was running okay at Ellis Park, went to Kentucky Downs, had zero interest, and now maybe get a price because people see that 82 lengths behind and say this horse has no shot. But I think that's a little bit dressed up because of the uniqueness of Kentucky Downs. Direct Approach, 44, not using. Number 12, Mr. Gary D, 81, and a B. So definitely room to use there. And that takes us to the end of the thoroughbred portion of the card. So when all's said and done, when we go through, the picks look like this. And like I said, I do have them priced out in order. So you can see there exactly. The first listed horse would be the top choice, second, third, and then obviously down the line. Now, with this here, I'm just going to stretch it out a little bit so I can see. With the adjusted class figures, you can see I still have the header set up from yesterday. This is how things start to look. So you can see kind of the 2, 10, and 7 in a lot of ways really stand out for me as top selections, and maybe even selections I'm going to try and single through. And then I might use sort of these guys in my doubles and pick threes. But these numbers won't change from these other than where they're located on the chart. So 63245, and then you come down here 63245. It's just that they slid down the panel, 2435 and 2435. So you're not going to see the numbers shift order or change order at all. But at Indiana Grand with the smaller pools, a lot of times I will use this chart just because, as you can see, it's much more spread out, and gives you the opportunity to be a little bit more dedicated to really trying to hammer singles, or trying to keep your tickets more narrow, because I do think you have to be much more efficient at a place like Indiana Grand than you would at, say, Saratoga or Belmont or Del Mar or Gulfstream, where the pools are just significantly bigger. So as you're going through and doing this, always be aware of pool size, and don't just blindly use, all of these 5 horses in try boxes, or I'm just going to use 5 with 4 with 3 in a pick three. You'll never make your money back, even if you hit the longest prices in every leg. Pools are smaller. So be smart with your bankroll management. And, if it's more comfortable to use these adjusted numbers here, again, this is actually at Indiana, and it's for the 13th, not the 12th. But if you need to use these numbers to kind of shrink things down, certainly you're welcome to do that. I will go ahead and post my T3 grid up on Twitter tomorrow after scratches. So if you need to further refine your picks based on scratches, you can check on there. Good luck in all of your Indiana Grand plays today.